Hey y'all, it's your girl Nida and welcome back to my channel. So today I've got a quick little tutorial for y'all on how I achieve this look. I used the highly anticipated Morphe x Jaclyn Hill collab. This palette is so pretty. Oh my god. So I've already got my eyes primed and set, and I'm just gonna go in with Creamsicle as my transition shade. So I'm just building up Creamsicle and blending as I go, and the next shade I'm going to use is Pukey, and I'm just going to use that in the outer corner and through the crease just to deepen up this shade a little bit. Alright, now once I've got Pukey down and blended, I'm going to be going in with that dark green. It is called Enchanted, and I'm going to be putting that on the outer corner. And what I'm doing is I'm just kind of packing and blending as I go. You got to be real careful when you're using these dark colors because you don't want to just put down a ton of color at one time and then try to blend it all out. It's smarter to pack and blend as you go, so that way you don't have a ton of fallout and it's not so hard to blend afterwards. In terms of quality of the palette, it's great. The shadows do feel so much more different than the regular Morphe shadows. There were a few of the matte shadows that felt a lot like my other Morphe palettes, especially Creamsicle and Pukey. They still kind of felt the same texture wise, but these shimmers are so buttery, they're so creamy. I love them so much. Like, I think the shimmer shades are my favorite shades out of the entire palette, and I had little to no fallout. This is just an all-around great palette. I just loved it. I'm gonna go in with Creamsicle over the edge of where I blended up Enchanted, just to soften out those edges and get a nice even gradient and a great blend. Alright, so I'm just taking this small e.l.f. detailer brush and I'm working some more Enchanted in that V, and I'm also just taking some of that a little further into my crease right in that socket there, and I'm not going to take it all the way. I'm going to take it about maybe not even half of the way, just a little bit, just to kind of give that V a little more of a shape. And then I'm going to be taking some Abyss, and I'm going to be mixing it with Enchanted. And Abyss is the black shade in the palette, and I mix the two together and I just put it right in that outer corner there just to deepen up Enchanted. And I'm going to be taking the detailer brush and just winging out that outer corner. I typically don't do this with my eyeshadow, but I was just kind of like, you know, I'm feeling it, let's do something new. After I blend out the edges, I'm going to blend out my crease, and I'm taking a little more Creamsicle there on the edges as well. I'm going to be going back into the palette, and I'm going to be taking that shimmery green shade. It is called Diva, and I'm going to be putting that in the outer corner, inner part of where that V stops. And then after I put down Diva, I'm going to be putting down Pool Party, which is like a turquoise kind of color in the palette. Now let me tell you something, these shimmer shades need no assistance. Like, I didn't need any Fix Plus, I didn't need to wet them, it was perfect. I used my color switch in between for colors, so I just rubbed off my brush and cleaned it off before I put down another color. The last color I did on the inner corner was Queen, which is the gold shade in the palette, and it is probably one of my favorite shades in the entire palette. It is so pigmented. All of these shimmer shades are so good. I had no problem with them at all. Like I said, didn't need to wet the brush. You're gonna see me pat on a little bit of mixing medium, but that is just so they stick to my lid, and since I have hooded lids, I'm gonna open my eye and that color would have been like everywhere except for where I wanted it to be. So I just put down the mixing medium just to make sure that they didn't go anywhere. gonna go back over the shimmer shades with a little bit more of the eyeshadow. When I put down the mixing medium, I kind of ended up like rubbing some of it off on accident, so I had to go back over it, but it still came out really pretty in my attempt to put down the mixing medium the first time. I kind of helped blend the edges of each shadow together, so you know, happy accident, happy accident. Alright, I'm taking this angled eyeliner brush and I'm just packing some Enchanted on that, and now I'm going to pack that under my lower lash line. This is typically something I don't do. I think that it makes my eyes look smaller when I try and put shadows under my lower lash line and smoke them out, and for whatever reason my eyes are always watering. Usually shadows under there just irritate my eyes, but this shadow did not. So I'm just packing that on, and then I'm going to be taking the leftover shadow on my detailer brush, and I'm just going to be running that under that color that I just put down. And then I'm going to be taking another detailer brush with some creamsicle and running that right under there. So I'm kind of smoking it out and lightening it up just a tad. That creamsicle shade has a lot of kickback. Upon when I did the video like last week where I was just kind of preliminarily just playing around in the palette to give like my first impression, I didn't notice that, but using it like in action, that creamsicle color has a lot of kickback, so be careful. Now I'm just taking my Wet n Wild Mega Liner eyeliner, and I'm just doing just a small, simple, skinny line, just something to conceal my lash band, and to just quickly dry that and set it, I'm using Abyss on another angled eyeliner brush. I typically do a wing liner, but I didn't feel like it, so I'm taking some Ardell 110s, and I stacked two of these together because I just feel like stacking them gives me the look I want. It gives me the body and the length that I want. So typically when I have Ardell 110s, I stack them, and I'm just popping those on right now. Alright y'all, that is it for the tutorial. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all on my next one. Bye!